One of the big techniques that I use very often is the use of a neck strap to stabilise the rider's hands, which allows them to establish a better lower leg. Now, as humans, we all use our hands for balance. Why don't we use our hands to balance and establish a better balance through our feet when we're riding in the saddle? This is one of the techniques I use out of the saddle so that I can teach riders in the saddle. Now you can see this horse he's got a little bit of a naughty problem as well, but he's getting quite forward on his forehand, tripping on his front legs. Basically, he's just unbalanced. Now there comes a point here where the rider does need to interfere to save her face, but the use of the neck strap in this case, if you look carefully, she's been able to use the neck strap to balance herself, and until she actually used the reins to bring his head back up, she was able to not interfere. So the use of the neck strap to stabilise the hands so that the reins can remain long and the bit is not interfered with is a really important skill to learn when training both the rider for balance and allowing the horse to establish their balance through their quarters, coming back off their forequarters onto their hindquarters. Now the other thing about going 2-point is if the rider is a little bit heavy in and out of the saddle, then the horse will arch his back, drop his core out, lift his head and disengage his hindquarters. Now by getting off the horse's back, out of your seat and putting your weight through your lower leg, establishing your balance through your hands and your feet, not the mouth, this will allow the horse to develop his own muscles through his back without interference, and it will also allow him to swing through his back without you bobbing up and down on it. So being able to learn different skills in your long-term training, you can bring them in and out with your training as you see fit. We never stop training the basics, and if you do stop training the basics, then your horse is going to end up with some problems. So I hope this has been helpful.